All right, now it's your turn to judge me. Let me know in the comments below how good you think I did recreating this
Asmongold's room. Could you recreate that? How often can we get one of those, by the way? I just have to make a follow-up video. Mostly because it happened again. Another tiki-taki.
What the fuck? Asmongold fell through his ceiling while searching for a foul odor up there, believed to be a dead animal. Let me get this shit straight. If he was able to smell something in his ceiling, bro, it had to be a dead animal. Because this is the same guy that doesn't drink water. Motherfucker chases a water down with soda. Diabolical. This is also the same guy that had blood stains on his walls, fucking wolf spiders in his sink, and literal mold growing in the side of his room, bro. I'm not even surprised, bro, but what I can do is give him some credit for at least going to see the source of the smell. Because with all those foul odor smells in that house, I'm very surprised that he was able to lock in on one. I don't know how you fell through the fucking ceiling though, bro. You might have to get your house checked, but damn, not even surprised by this shit, man. His whole room is disgusting. His house is disgusting. Everything he does is disgusting. And on top of that, he's like the #1 grifter. So I'm not even surprised that his room smells like shit and he fell through the ceiling, man. Hopefully you clean that shit up. What the fuck?
This is one impressive combo of TikToks I have received to re-inspire me and make a follow-up video. I have no control over this anymore. Because this warrants a fucking intervention to the rest of the internet, whoever cares about Asmongold and doesn't actually see the full story. Because it's easy to miss, you know? Fucking #1 grifter. That hits hard, dude. Literally, the guy can just buy a new home. And yet he has to fall through it to kind of get the message, you know? The God-send message. That you might not want to live in this house anymore. You know, it's not sturdy anymore. It's crazy. Now, if he decides to do it, hit up one of these guys, tech gurus, that could actually help him build a proper house that Asmongold would want to maintain. He would want to clean that shit. This is the sort of help he has access to and really should consider. I don't have it. I can be jealous of this. You know, reaching out to other YouTubers to help you buy, design your house. And potentially, God forbid, he gets a relationship with the other gender. Imagine that. God forbid, guys. Absolutely. Absolutely not in his house. If there's mold growing, like, he's the most unhealthy person ever. You don't want to be near him, basically. But we all get to see him and see his story, and it's like, it's kind of weird, I'm not gonna lie. Because no matter how virtuous this guy is from his brain, there's still a monster growing around him that will drag him down one way or the other. Some kind of drama will just break him in half because he's not, like, physically ready to accept how people feel about him. And even his community is actually incredibly nice community. People who tuned in to watch this video, they're incredibly nice. And I have never actually experienced any of this. Because every time I discover some kind of drama, everyone is just dunking. Except Unspeakable, because that's a nice guy as well. And no drama is attached to this guy. But everything else, it is sludge, bro. If you criticize someone, their community is going to be super duper toxic. Asmongold's community is potentially covertly toxic and not actually that bad. So I received my comments. I have more material to talk about. And we haven't even fucking finished the video. Welcome back to Deadmaus Drama. Where this one is just way too easy, dude. Hypnocurrency? Alright, ready, guys? Ready to be hypnotized? Surely this man has lots of things to say. And it wasn't like, hey dude, just don't fart 10 times and I will, not have to make another video about this. Bro, we're just reacting to one upload he made. For a third time. Look how much material he has to offer. Isn't that crazy? Oh wait, what's that? I don't have time for this bullshit? Yeah, I don't. It's nasty, bro. There is a thing called, what's that? Vibes. What you have received from Deadmaus is vibes. And that shit's pretty dope, isn't it? You can sometimes forget that vibes rule the world, that society is built on vibes and feelings. What kind of vibes do you get from this guy? Hmm? Yeah, you're just waiting for him to improve himself, I hope. That's the only vibe you should be getting. Not to forget that he's a streamer, there's a wall of blood, basically. Of useless people thoughts. This is why I would never want to be a streamer or go into his territory, but he is in my territory. He is dumping all of his shit onto YouTube for anyone to see. Makes it convenient, absolutely, but also solidifies his presence around here. 3.6 million, we have 4 billion views, and a channel that just ping-ponging around whatever is a hot topic in gaming, politics, or YouTube drama. Maybe streamer, whatever, internet drama, let's go. Which is why my other advice was to just split your channel apart, okay? Don't act as a TV. Clean shit up so people can tune in to whatever the fuck they care about the most. However, I completely understand this is the rock bottom that people can actually fall into. The rock bottom of being interested in the most basic shit in life. What was Rosanna doing in the start of the video? She was just recreating this. That was cool. I don't watch videos like that, but that's cool. Like, she's a brilliant person. She's an entertaining person. Very calm. She don't have to be good enough for my standards. I'm hinting at what one specific person right now that I caught as a rat. That's a wholesome YouTuber. That's how a YouTuber looks like, guys. That's a vibe. And even though she does not give you political advice and news, it's still a vibe, okay? That beats Asmongold. So yeah, what's happening usually is Asmongold gets an enemy, and then he either responds or doesn't respond. Whatever happens, he's kind of unharmed in the situation. What he has to understand is that I am a threat. If you come to my territory, you must understand you will be competing against me. And I'm pretty tough. I'm pretty resilient, and I have programming skills. God forbid that might be too much for him. He has skills to just be around and be openly a grifter. Be unapologetic, opinionated person. Technically, people lean him towards right, but he's definitely a centrist, 100% centrist. He's gonna take whatever least pressure position is, whatever side is winning, he's just gonna take that side. So there's no actually strong stances, which is fine. It's fine, but he feels like a personality that would be blown off by the wind of like whatever other people like. He's just gonna join them, you know? He's just gonna join the mob to not get hurt, basically. Because that's what it takes. It takes to get hurt if you want to actually win something in life. Which is why I'm a much more tougher competitor. Much more dangerous. I have taken damage, well, that most Americans don't. And survived. And now I have to work my way up, you know? Step by step. You can subscribe, guys. I have to remind you guys. You can put one eye onto this guy and one eye to me. To see how all these stories go. If you want a story, I will deliver something. Alright? Let me show you what I do in spare time. Remember Minecraft? Well, I have my own engine. That flickers, yes. Because every one of these objects is an object. If you look down, I can rotate these blocks. They're not connected in any way. They usually are. And I can move in ridiculous speeds and low terrain ridiculously fast. I want to keep it that way. So, hello guys. I need to introduce myself first, it feels like. To remind you guys that I'm a threat of this guy. And I see him, from my personal perspective, as a rat. Even if you don't see it that way. Even if you think React content is fine. And the way Asmongold lives does not actually impact me, and that's also fine. I should just not be distracted, basically. Even if you think all these basic bitch things, I'm a competitor, and I'm gonna fucking destroy this guy over time. There's no way out of it. Because whatever he's attached to is low-level garbage that's not actually interesting. I challenge myself to do interesting content that's like original. Not just sit down, beats your mental meat videos. But again, this is what we see. But is streaming experience different than that? This is like actually a compiled streaming experience. I wouldn't actually watch a stream ever. What do you get from watching it? Nothing. You get nothing more. You get less. So this is the actual existence of Asmongold. And I technically welcome streamers to, you know, level up themselves and become YouTubers instead. Because they get full control of how they present themselves. But if you still maintain you being a streamer and pretend that that's somehow valuable to you, I have a problem, you know? I have a problem with that. Before we watch Why People Hate Asmongold for the third time, and again, there were 10 farts. I was not able to get through the video without being like, Asmongold said something stupid. You know, something that I really don't like. Something that I have to comment on top of. I have to sit on top of his face and be like, hey dude, let me expand on your thoughts really quickly because I think you are misinforming people right now. Before we do this, there's a warm-up round. I will read your comments after this. It's just time to watch a random GTA video.
I knew I was legit
Uh-oh, he's a streamer.
about to go to sleep. It's
So it feels like Asmongold was always just barraged by streamers and nothing else. That streamers were uncomfortable that he was on the top. In the YouTube space is a little bit different, isn't it?
legit
And technically, Dark Viper has approached it from the YouTube perspective. Not streamers.
watching me and my girlfriend.
But basically what's going on, it's called capitalism. People are afraid of being offensive, trying to drag people down, because you have to focus on yourself first, right? Lucky for me, I have extra time to be able to drag people down and give proper ideas. Equip you basically with what you have to see and how things are compiling into what exactly. That the why people hate Asmongold is a very solid reason. Well, I'm stupid enough to click on a 50-minute video. Please, Dark Viper. Please give me something better. Alright? Fuck. That's gonna be a hard... Yeah. I told you guys. If you criticize Asmongold, you might want to be a little bit better than Asmongold. Because the primary thing that defines Asmongold is just dumping a bunch of crap onto YouTube. Which is exactly what Dark Viper is doing. Unfortunately, not only it's shit, it's thematic shit. It's thematic. if you don't like GTA, you actually gonna dodge this shit until it gets exposed, you know? That's crazy. Even though the thumbnails, everything is like slick, it's still a gamer, you know?
Bad to stuff, and it's bad. And we want to say like publicly, like, yo, this is pretty shit. Because
This is pretty shit, though.
be nice when someone that's valuable, you don't want to potentially burn that bridge by being
I'm burning this bridge, though. Fuck this bridge.
hypocritical, right? Is, you know.
Isolate me, my friends. Isolate me. I will punch through walls if I have to.
Or just, you know, well, this is just a part of life rather than a part of business. But the movie came out.
Don't worry, this guy is not rad because he has his own shit going on.
And that was pretty good.
As long as he does not make a video about Sniper Wolf. Once he starts doing that, fucking stinky rat.
He was hung out.
This
It was
guy.
good. Because on our first date, I ordered for my meal.
No, Sniper! Don't do that! Don't glitch the system. Oh my god. Oh, little koala man from Australia. Oh, this is crazy. There's literally nothing to watch. It's just, he actually is rambling on his main channel. Movie experience, guys. Oh, shit. Fuck. So the biggest Asmongold hater is garbage. Where do we get justice, bro? Where do we get served justice? Which channel can actually bring down Asmongold? Man, sometimes you gotta do things yourself. Anyways. I'm desperate, but I'm not actually desperate because it takes 3 attempts to react to everything as a whole, because it's such a shallow material. It really requires like more expanse of thought and ideas and more care. It is crazy, but like the most successful thing that the rats do, rat spams. Rat fills the space. You had an empty room, and now you have rat inside room, and it's a completely different vibe. All of a sudden, everyone is looking at the rat of like what the rat is gonna do. Does the rats like apple more than the cheese? You know, all of a sudden we start experimenting with a fucking rat in the room. This is what it is. The guy just occupied a bunch of YouTube space, and we will have to take that by force unless he's a nice person. And he actually makes a compromise of like, yes, I will improve myself and I will stop flooding YouTube, basically. One other thing the second video has provided is not only that Dark Viper has been like kind of denied. He was talked about here. Not only he is denied, by my own opinion, even though he made so many videos about Asmon and I've watched most of them, we also found a very interesting way of allowing React content to exist. Case in point, dead videos. Videos can die. Here is my latest video about Asmongold. You can see it is dying pretty fast. It's not dead yet, and I don't encourage Asmongold to touch it right now, but after a week, it will be pretty dead. That's when Asmongold, like the judge that he is, like a picky eater that he is, he can choose whether to chew on my dead video or not. Or just move on. Yeah, do you think what makes this community so docile and happy and kind and not just spitting garbage and lacking critical thinking is because they just want to see the reaction of this guy. Reactions are so easy to do, might as well fucking do it, dude. Just do more reactions to every single video that is critical of you, you know? Warning, however, I have not been touched by a YouTuber that is 1 million subscriber size. We're talking about 3.5. Maybe you don't want to touch me just yet, you know? We're talking about 10,000 times the size. So it's a very unstable interaction is what we're gonna have. 10,000. Maybe I can take 1,000 times the size. And that's happening with Technoblade. Which I suspect to him being alive. Yeah, I'm roaming around the internet and doing a lot of interesting things, so let's read the comments now. One particular thing that I left over and I didn't read, I will read it right now. Very likely, it's an arrogant take. But because this community is so patient and so nice, I have to read it, my friends. It became incredibly annoying, and I'm annoyed by comments like these. They state that the minute count. This one is a pretty good count of minutes. I would like to give my take on the man, however. Okay, this guy's pretty fucking serious, actually. Asmongold sent me here. Yeah, is that like a high esteem comment? Is that what he's gonna claim? He could have lied about the blood wall. Yes, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. There's some really nasty things that come out of a human body that's not being properly treated. He didn't have to take a picture. No, he has to build a story, he has to build presence. If he wants to stay relevant, he has to be fully honest and actually take care of himself. Because things gonna come up, you know? He has to bleed a story. Because he doesn't have much to say anyways. Let's fucking be honest. He only wants to react to popular shit. He wants to be a part of the gang. He wants to socialize basically across the internet. Just like I do. We have the same personality. Don't worry about it. I can read him like a book. I don't read books. I couldn't look like that. Sure? Yes, here it comes. Here it comes, bro. You gotta care. Unfortunately, not caring is a bad thing. You have to care. Cool, okay, you don't care. I care. I'm a bigger person, dude. I also have to read your comments. But it's actually nice. And even if Asmongold is pile of fucking turd and he's just a rat, he has a pretty nice community. And he can rely on that community to change his life a little bit, to turn it around, I feel like. As long as they do in fact care, because every single thing a person does kind of bleed into who they are and what they project and the overall vibe. Because if you're gonna look at a lazy person for too long and adopt their kind of lazy ideology, I'm sorry, bro. You're not gonna be happy with that. You have to work your ass off if you want to be better. If you want to have a better life. I offer this as contrast. What? That's not even crit. That's just like observation. Yeah, oh yeah. Welcome to jealousy, basically. That's what people actually want to see. That's what people hope for. So fucking bad is jealousy here and over there, and this one as well. So much jealousy. I'm not jealous. I will work my way through this. I will chew through Asmongold's presence. It doesn't fucking matter, dude. He's not even committed to YouTube whatsoever. He's not even intimidating. There's no jealousy. He's just a punching bag. But that's just all they want to see, because they need to win an argument, so they have to straw man on top of me. They have to turn me into something much, much weaker that they could actually defeat with their brain cells. That they could actually comprehend that, like, well, as nothing's gonna change because you're just jealous. You know, that's the whole fucking point. That they try to make so desperate. Look how difficult it was. And look how much he cooked to be able to just say, it's just jealous, dude. He's just jealous, bro. That this guy has grifted his way up, basically, and you would want to do the same thing. Last time I checked, everyone would want to do the same thing, just react fucking to videos and live life that way. It's just only one man can actually withstand that sort of criticism because they already get enormous amount of criticism for being a fucking weirdo, basically. So this guy gets a fucking pass, you know, gets those pity points to survive, gets enough cheese to survive. Otherwise, other rats would get caught, would get disqualified, would get shamed out of existence. It's Asmongold that survives in his little bunker, basically, where he feels so safe that he does not want to fucking change this bunker. This story is fascinating. There's no jealousy attached. If I wanted to be jealous, there's millions of other creators to be jealous of. Absolutely. Millions. Oh, wait, what's that? Sounds like you're jealous. Because I'm not 45. Old business owner. Oh, man. Must be terrible to be an old business owner, dude. When you can just sit in your room and do nothing. Most people are jealous of me, dude. Of me. One dude called me jobless. Because I am. Because he's jealous. Because he's full of problems when he has to actually maintain a job and pay rent. And I don't have to do that because I survived, bro. I survived the apocalypse of capitalism trying to take all your money and make you homeless, basically. It's crazy. It's very brave of you. Oh, wow, that's crazy. What do you mean? I don't understand what this sentence is trying to say. He also constantly mentioned how he needs to clean his room. Why does he? I just fucking explained in the video. If you watch 35 minutes, you should be able to understand that every single problem that you put on your back is gonna break you. Is gonna make your life less efficient. I have max stats, and this shit is running for 27 episodes, telling you guys exactly to fucking pull yourself up at this point. I am running this storyline in order to improve myself, and that's what I want to fucking see. Self-improvement comes first and foremost, whenever you can. I understand a lazy person can only self-improve once a fucking blood moon. But it should still be happening. It should still be a promise of, like, what are you going to tackle next? What is the next thing that you can improve in your life? That should be talked about. That should be, you know, a trailer for the next GTA Gold, basically, you know? Of Asmongold doing something and being proud of himself, that he improved himself, and everyone cheers of like, yay, that actually does help a person when you do that. You know, another recommendation that I found very powerful. Have you tried one of these, Asmongold? This crazy, I know, but don't buy it. Don't buy it. You can mix water with milk, with oil, with salt, and any flavor of your choice, because it is water, and flavorless water is fucking trash. Mouthwash, my friends. That would be good. This is the shit that I wanted to also discover. I have the same personality. I lose teeth the same fucking way. I don't clean my room the same fucking way. And the funny thing is, I don't talk about it very much. I don't disclose my face. I don't do that because I'm also just mostly lazy, you know? I don't want to fucking do that shit. I don't want to feel obligated just yet. When I don't have any income coming from YouTube, I don't want to make that jumpy commitment, basically. And display things that actually are not as relevant as people think they are. He also constantly mentioned how he blah blah blah. Unless you are in that house, how does it affect any other living thing? It affects Asmongold, dude. I care about the guy. He's way too weak. It's time to compete against the fucking weak little shit, you know? That's what it is. There's a human condition, human urge to defeat a weak person that would break because his house would fall on top of him anyways. It's more likely that that's the way that I would win against that weak person. His house would just collapse on top of him. You know? I can outrun a person in his own game. If I had to pick something to compete against, something to actually leech off this platform, it's gonna be Asmongold. It's gonna be the fucking weakest, lowest hanging fruit for me personally, for my personality. You know? That's what it is. You just see weaknesses. Of course it doesn't affect me directly. I don't give a fuck about that. I'll leave it there and hope you all best. Alright. Yeah, bad take. You see, the funny thing is, his community being nice only makes me more hungry. Only makes me, well, you get the idea. And here it begins, my friends. We might be able to finish this fucking video already. I'm trying to react to this video, guys. This whole time. I have to react to one video for like 3 days. 3 days! Even React content doesn't have to be easy. And I'm talking about like taking my breath, actually thinking about shit that other people are saying. Responding is a full fucking meal. Whatever this guy's doing is just sloppily sitting down and pretends to actually like participate. Hey guys, I'm participating just like you guys. Yeah, you get participation trophy and move on with your life.
In the background.
Yeah, in the background, I see a much juicier person to contact, basically, to talk to. A person who actually cared to make this video in the first place. This guy is way more juicy than Asmongold right now. I don't give a fuck about Asmongold that much. I might be able to turn this guy's head around and change his point of view. Now that would be pretty fucking spicy. I'll start from the fucking very beginning. I don't give a fuck. Let's try again. I died somewhere here and I had to respawn to this guy. Where Asmongold is like, oh my god, guys. His hair is so greasy. I mean, what the fuck? That's such a degenerate take, basically. That is a bad take. And I made no bad take. I made many of them. Many of them always get ignored for convenience sake, you know? Of like, oh, whenever I don't like something, it's jealousy. And I was just like, people make it so fucking convenient. But anyways, this 45-year-old businessman is long gone. He has not replied to my comment and made himself more present. So I guess it's over now. Oh, well, nah, I can't give him a like. As a business owner, would you hire a person like this? I'm just curious right now. Would you hire someone like that? Or is just like, that's a regular person in general. That's how a regular person looks like. And that's how they live. I don't know, man. It's just, you tell me. That's the only take that I want to hear from a business person, from a business standpoint. Does that vibe with you? Do you think that guy would make a lot of money for you? I'm just curious right now. Well, the battle begins. Take 3.
Reactive Asmongold.
React to Asmongold being reacted to. He should keep going. We should keep stacking this, please. Let me enter this stack.
Uh-oh.
How a lot of people on the internet just jump to conclusions without any hint of evidence. It's
That's
sad
stupid. Mystery solved.
to see how critical thinking
That was so funny.
seems
to
almost
me.
in
Down narratives, and a lot of people that are in charge of internet communities have more of a allegiance to a narrative than they do to the community or to truth. And so anybody, like, you think about it like this, right? If you apply critical thinking, you come to conclusions that are inconvenient. Like, for example, I think that trans sports are like one example of that. Or you could look at it with climate change, I would say. Or you could look at it with other... I think it's even farther than that. I think that people actively try to avoid critical thinking. They're afraid of critical thinking because that could put them in an opposition with people that they're on the same side with.
Towards him that is unwarranted. and
Uh-oh.
simply
A lot of
built
people
on
can
lies.
have...
Uh-oh, what if you apply critical thinking? Would that happen? I don't know if that happened. That could happen, dude.
This is the fake laugh he does, and I don't respect him at all.
Yeah,
Maybe his
yeah.
audience is like 12-year-old boys. Maybe they really buy.
These pieces of shit are actually disgusting, by the way. In comparison to Asmongold, these are absolute garbage. Because they genuinely use the internet talking points. 12-year-old boys. Like, get out of here, dude. 12-year-old boys would watch one of these channels. You know Oompaville? Yeah, that's where 12-year-olds boys flock into. Oompaville, a drama channel. I don't even want to show Oompaville right now because he's a fucking freak. In terms of trying to snatch those 12-year-old boys and make a living out of it for himself. He knows exactly how to do that. And there's like this Nazi talking part, like this was pretty a disgusting part of the video that shows how many ridiculous people there are trying to build a career for themselves. And they're really disturbing.
Why people hate Asmongold.
Well, most people paint a narrative that they're just jealous. That was the conclusion that most people made for themselves, which is kind of weird, but let's see if we jump to the same conclusion in the end.
Is that this has totally done a U-turn. Is that now people are not mad that I'm reacting. They're mad that I aren't reacting. Sorry, that I'm not reacting. Like, there'll be a video that comes out and they'll be mad at me because I haven't watched it. And they saw that. And this happened with like the Elon Musk thing with Quinn's video. It happened with, I remember there was some Bernie Sanders video.
I'm very hungry. Please give me some views so I can eat them.
About some other random fucking bullshit.
The funny thing is, Oompaville has endorsed Emiru as a good reactor somehow. I mean, like, Jesus Christ, man. People are circle jerking each other so hard. At least Asmongold painted her as a villain in this video. Just randomly, you know? You can't respect the guy, and I have respected this guy. Even as a rat, he might actually be quite strong. This is him compared to Oompa. Pretty cool, right? Still 4 times the power level. Amir doesn't even exist.
Where a person who is performing much less labor and much less work is getting a disproportionate benefit from somebody else.
Which is why I'm a programmer, and I'm learning game design, and I'm trying to get on top of the pyramid. So when my labor trickles down, I get the say in the matter. What the... It's a pyramid of labor. I don't want to just be a good gamer, basically. And a very good gamer would be like Technoblade level. I need to be something sustainable. Something that is pretty difficult to achieve. And I've have my sights on making the best card game ever. You can send me give me views or money. Give me funding to get the game out as fast as possible. Let's play one round. Let's give it a taste. Oh, you thought I was done with the engine? Let's give this guy a taste. I can read cards what they do. This guy's gonna be fine. Fast triggers. I could do Ghost. Ghost is most interesting. Lowest total. Shit. Maybe let's go Pearl. That's a nice one. They synergize. Quite nice. Peak. Should be pretty good, right? Let's not think too much. I'll try chest as a 6th item. This is what we're up against. And it's gonna destroy us. Oh, wait, flip! Wait, there's gonna be synergy of some kind. Shit, dude, what? Charge. Wait. It charges itself? I guess. Why was it getting so much? Oh, yeah, it has a flip charge. Okay. And now it's gonna flip because of this guy. Item flips down. This is very complicated. With 6 cards, I have achieved complexity in this game. Which is pretty nuts for me. He's bumping, bro, this guy. We already received 200 from this. Wow. 200. Madness. Did this do anything? It has to be a flipped item. I don't know if it did anything. Yeah, 400 is not enough. But that's why we can switch a little bit. Switch things around. I do like parrots more. Let's try this. Ghost is interesting. It turns all charge into score. This is inspired by Bazaar, by the way. Out of spite. More? I think it's more. I think I got 440 last time. Oh. How? What happened here? I'm not supposed to get points when things flip. Alright, let's just do a random change and see if anything happens. I think it doubled the score on that guy. More. Alright, you see the idea, right? Just by rearranging things a little bit, everything changes and you don't even know what's gonna happen. You have no idea if you're gonna beat the boss or not. Alright. Kind of feel like in a Shark Tank right now.
Labor and work that in
Dark Viper AU's video, while incredibly well made, also lacks a very basic understanding. People prefer to watch react content over original videos. Behind
some people do, some people don't. Like for a lot of people, like that was actually one of the reasons too why there's a lot of videos that I don't really react to them right away, because I don't want to accidentally cannibalize views, because I know how the YouTube.
That's the fun thing to see and acknowledge, that there is some kind of a improvement of pattern of behavior and consideration, and that could actually slip through your fingers. Like, this is such an important video. Every time I rewatch it, I have actually more respect for Asmongold. Funny enough, he could just escape from my fingers. What am I gonna do? How many Logan Pauls will I have to find to sustain my hunger, dude?
The algorithm works very well.
as Dark Viper AU puts it, then I don't think react humor.
Well, I think that's a net positive, right? I mean, Mr. Beast lets people react to his content. I mean, I think Mr. Beast knows a lot about YouTube.
But then he picked up the weakest shield imaginable. Hey guys, this narcissist wants you to react to his content and never let him go from public consciousness. It must be the right thing to do right now, guys. That was a definitely weak point, and a very dangerous one, in fact.
Just choose and view.
Absolutely. So the argument is basically the same good old collab. And the easiest way to collab is to react to someone's content. Oh wow, collabs are good. Technically, yeah. And even though it looks lazy, it is worth being able to have the power to react to things that are happening in your life. The way people talk about you, the things people contribute to your community. it is nice to have a React channel. That's what PewDiePie did, you know? If ever Asmongold needed a shield, that's the guy that he can rely on, you know? Not Mr. Beast. Don't touch Mr. Beast. You'll get burned.
Viewership right halt your growth.
I do hate a little bit that you have to type in a channel name, a concept name, put on their face, otherwise your video is going to be like 7 views. Because it's just a rambling. And I try to up the quality where it's applicable, but it's always just this gets views, and it's like you can get sucked into this skibbity posting basically. And maybe I'll make a dedicated channel to like get this sort of high, the erection eliminated, satisfied, so I don't feel the urge of basically chasing these views basically. And technically I'm priming this channel to be that, to when I have only 10 minutes of something to say. So might as well just throw it in there. In a short format. I don't care about this channel too much, but the urge is over. I get to see views go, and that's the only beneficial thing that I would get anyways. No need for skibbity posting on my main channel, but it makes my main channel feel dead. Otherwise, what do you do on YouTube, guys? What do you do as a lazy person? I'm trying to figure that out. I'm trying to get myself comfortable. Trying to climb that ladder. Well, Asmongold's completed his journey, basically, on a streaming platform. I'm trying to do the same thing, but on YouTube. Find the laziest possible way to fucking grift around. But potentially things gonna evolve from that a little bit more than just grifting around continuously past this point. Even though he does a decent job, okay. Let's call it not decent job, but like respectable. In a respectable manner.
Boost credibility.
Oh shit, what if people didn't survive until 30-minute mark? What are they gonna do? They haven't even saw my third attempt!
When a well-known creator reacts to your work,
Well, that is a moral value. Is this good for me or not good for me? It's good for me? Okay, then I like it. It's bad for me? Okay, I don't like it.
You might not be able to identify whether I'm a good or a bad thing for you. You might not be able to do that. You might not be able to survive that question mark, unfortunately. This is where we left off. Can we finish this godforsaken video?
Well, I mean, to be fair, this was a guide on how to cook a steak.
Buy one of these, put the steak inside for 30 minutes, and it's cooked. Thank you very much. No one needs a fucking guide, Asmongold. You have been defeated by technology.
And if he actually watched my videos, he'd actually know that I'm the streamer that has the most integrity. I'm the only person that does have integrity. A lot of other people don't. That's what separates me, makes me...
We're talking about something called corruption. That would destroy you if you didn't have integrity. Let me put corruption where it literally is there. Behind your back, dude, there's corruption. Oh my god. There are 4 forms of corruption, and we found the 3rd one. Let me introduce you to other 2 forms. Taking bribes and being lazy in your job. Which also kind of shines on his forehead. That 2nd type of corruption. Yep. So, maybe don't fucking talk about oh, wait.
Be different. And I'm the most humble. Yeah, exactly. That's true.
And the most humble. Okay. Don't talk about integrity. Okay, you don't have that much as you think you do.
he has
No,
himself.
it's weird that people say that I'm like
This is another weird fucking thing he just
super
said.
nihilistic in that way, because like I'm actually one of the, like I do stuff all the time. Like I'm always being active. Like yesterday, as I said, I didn't do fucking anything, right? But it was like, that was a super, super rare day.
Then why does it matter? Oh, I have a hard time believing, guys. Yeah, he wants to be active. I know this personality. I do the same thing. Being active is very fun. Laying in your bed is not very fun. achieving your goals and securing a brighter future is pretty important.
For the most part, and being active, I'm always doing things. I'm always working at something. I'm always being, involved with something. Everything. For my whole life. Like creating.
In fact, there's a lot.
I have one problem with that. First of all, knee. Second of all, we have I personally have no idea what he's working on, you know? What is he working on, guys? Can someone tell me? Is he working on GTA 6? To make sure that his biggest hater is occupied? Because right now, he just said it, you know? But the actual context that he could have given, it just kind of slipped. Of like, yesterday I didn't do much. But in general, I'm a very busy person, guys. I swear. This is the least believable thing I've ever heard, bro. Fucking hell.
A lot of evidence on YouTube pointing to the
This is where I called it out as a fart. And there's a lot of farts to come, my friends.
contrary.
No, that's right.
Humans.
I've said this many times. Nobody wants to be what I am. That's it. It's not.
So why the fuck would people accuse me of jealousy? Do you think I don't agree with Asmongold when he degenerates himself? Admits on doing so? Admits on not being the example of how other people should live? Then how can I be fucking jealous? What is going on, right? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it feels like it's super nihilistic, but at the same time, you're not.
ground for automatic hate, nor does it give justification for spreading lies. Now, I do want to ask, please do not go onto Savior's channel to harass him or attack him. He's genuinely trying to convey a message he deeply believes in, and I would say good for him for doing that. You
Yeah, I
can
don't give a
simply
shit.
disagree and move on. As Aristotle once wrote, it is a mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it.
See this right here? You hear this? This is that you can't do that anymore. Now, DoorDash. And you know why? It's because I was right.
They're not going to be doing DoorDash for very long, unfortunately.
I think many help
This one is interesting.
dispute these
Everything is the thing is like every channel is going to be an echo chamber because people are going to congregate with other people who they agree with, right? That's normal. Like you go to a church and be like, well, why the fuck does everybody here just believe in Jesus? This seems like a huge Jesus echo chamber. What the fuck is this? Yeah, of course. You go to a card shop. Oh, everybody here likes cards. I can't believe it. What an echo chamber. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, just by positioning yourself, you will enter an echo chamber of something that people like. Something that people deem important.
The most racist and misogynistic person.
There are many wrong answers.
Sometimes.
And he picked one of them. Let's go.
Yeah, sometimes.
People living under a bridge 1000% are cleaner than this
I'm going to be honest. I think this is the only person on the internet who's greasier than I am. Like, I'm just going to say it. I think he might be the only person on the internet. Like, this is impressive. The same vibe is like, there's like the second.
but himself shows me that there is a problem with you more than there is a problem with Asmon. I would understand wanting to show him maybe compassion or sympathy, but this has no grounds for hate. I would completely understand the hate if he had maybe a wife or a child or a pet that he was directly affecting, but he doesn't. Why?
Look, I have a plan.
That's the whole point. That's the vibe that what I'm talking about. Of a loner who doesn't actually care to solve his problems and who could potentially live a better, much more satisfying life. But he bleeds this shit onto the public. And the fact that he doesn't have something warrants him to not be hated. It's like, what the fuck, dude? I literally will never make a conclusion that I am just doing this out of jealousy. This is just like mind-blowing internet corner of like, here it is. No one's helping that guy, or this guy does not want to help himself. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but a person with 3 million subscribers should have a better lifestyle and should have these things. Wife, children, all these things, you know? But instead, the internet is painted by these fucking incels, basically. It's crazy.
And how's it doing?
And then he flexes that he has a plant. That there's some green on this plant. Fucking weird, man.
But this right here, this.
He is making a joke out of himself on purpose. Just to do something, show something, extend, pause the video, do something that the audience wouldn't necessarily know if it's serious or not, but then it's like, oh yeah, that's pretty fucking pathetic.
see people constantly trying
I
to
hate
The funny thing that happens here, it's like the most unhinged thing ever. Like he is actually boiling with frustration of some kind.
black people, I hate women, hate gay people, hate trans people, hate let's see, who else do I hate? Brown
Religious people and so on.
people.
And I think that that's a horrible...
And I want to say that evidence that
He had to make an apology video. Remember that one?
Palestine, you know, some just general,
Yeah.
you know, basically opinions that...
I believe he got banned for this too. I don't care about innocent people dying, basically. It was the take. And guess where that take came from? Came from laziness. And not caring generally. And unfortunately, it's completely based because there's... How do you care about wars happening? War is the most irrational thing any nation can actually generate. It is actually impossible to care about something so fucking irrational. Just like there's like a group of stupid people yelling at you, basically. And it's I can't care about them. They're stupid. They don't want to talk in normal human language. So unfortunately, Asmongold did not have to apologize. I don't give a fuck either.
that we're trivializing the...
People be dying. What can we do? People not gonna care about me either. You know, when war breaks out, Russia still has enough troops to wage extra bits of war. Although Russia looks like so pathetic now. Whatever wages war usually loses that war because it's the most irrational thing. Best I can do is pray that war ends, and that's it, basically.
I said something about it that was disgusting.
Yeah.
I said that I didn't care about innocent people getting killed by another force, by anything.
said or anything like that. Eat better food. Yeah, money is my goal. Yeah.
a lot of the hate Asmongold
You know, I'm a relaxed guy. You know, like everything's fine. I'm not worried or upset or anything like.
When you fall through the ceiling, you could have just died. I don't know if everything is fine, to be honest. I'm not quite sure about that. But if you allow yourself to risk death, basically inside your own home, the level of risk that Mr. Beast imposes on himself, good luck, my guy. Good fucking luck making people listen to your fucking arguments. I really hope I don't have to make a fourth episode. I think we can survive the rest, right? I think we're gonna do it this time.
especially when it comes to some of our worldviews. But this in no way should ever be a reason for me to spread hate towards him, because
Don't worry, guys, you live in an American echo chamber where you think spreading hate is like the biggest crime of all time. That people will not survive if there's hate in the world. You guys are the only country that does not have hate. Past American fucking borders, it's just hate. And worse. Much worse. You go travel to Europe and you're gonna be hated. As a way to say hi, hey, how you doing? I hate you, bro. You're just gonna be hated, bro. At first, you're gonna be like tourist, pity, niceness. You're gonna get that. But you're gonna sink into hatred and it's just gonna be like, why are Europeans so hateful peoples? What's going on? And then you'll understand that poverty makes people hateful. That levels of poverty creates different levels of culture. And then you'll understand where I am coming from. And look at my videos, not from 300 subscribers perspective, but from a perspective that I am nerfed 100 times. That I didn't grow up with that many privileges that this guy is growing up with. So of course, I'm jealous not to be an American, you know? You have no idea how much privilege you have when people have to always say, well, we have our differences, but I don't want to spread hate. All the time. They say it all the time. It's coping at this point. It's fucking copium. Unleashed. I get mad because, like, why are you guys living like this? And I'm starting to realize this is an absolute bubble. There's nothing to it. I have to attack this and sharpen my teeth over this. I can't let this slide, you know? I have to seek every single weakness Americans have and invade their shit because they're invading our shit. And that's how you invoke a war, when you're just so ignorant to the rest of the world. And constantly flex that you don't have to have hate around here, that the hate is really bad, that I am doing really bad things right now. And it's just exaggerate that over and over again.
I sometimes disagree with him.
But the funny thing is, Asmongold just spit out, you know, I hate this, that, that. I can control over this and that. All right. Welcome to Europe. You have successfully traveled. You successfully landed with your hatred. And the game is that much more difficult, Asmon, around here. Because we have learned how to hate. We have learned how to live amongst the haters. I don't want to go outside of my room. I don't know why he cannot go outside of his room and buy himself a house. I don't want to go outside of my room because there's fucking haters outside.
I appreciate.
It's nothing but a bare wasteland, basically, of haters.
Which I appreciate, and it's actually taught me a lot. It's natural for people to hate people. We're born
Not in America, dude.
with this instinct.
Nope. Not in America. It's not an instinct, it's a culture. And over time, internet becomes more and more unhinged with this culture. You know, it's trying to find more weapons, trying to find deeper ways to impact other people's lives, and even real life consequences of CPI and swatting, basically, and doxing. I mean, CPS? Okay, CPS, yeah.
But that's because I build my life on my Christian belief.
Yeah, it's just like, let's fluff this off. Let's miss the whole point, but I caught it, okay? I see it from what it truly is.
And worldview.
You know, whenever anybody...
So the moment you really need to spread hatred is if you're poor. And then you hate the rich people because you have to drag them down. That's when hate hits the best. And that's what I do on my channel, my friends. He is rich. I'm not jealous. It's just a principle that you have to follow. You have to Luigi around Mario's mansion. Alright? You have to become a Mario's little brother. You gotta do whatever you have to do to take down the monopoly, my
looks at the
friends.
kind of shit that people...
Thank you everyone opposite of what I'm trying to do.
Please don't harass anyone. Please don't
here.
hate.
Let's all make this a beautiful
Just keep asking, base. Keep praying. Fuck off. man,
place
dude.
where we can all
Maybe we don't care about.
disagree.
Nah, he's just
Hopefully.
begging, bro.
If you completely disagree,
Peace and quiet. Oh, he lives such a good life. He wants peace and quiet now. Get the fuck out of here.
with any of my points, want to see some of your perspectives on any of these
$10 if you want to see perspectives. $10.
topics, and maybe we can all work
hate threads about me. I think that the hate threads about me and the internet hate crusade against me has been probably one of the best things for my career.
Yeah, unfortunately, he still gets to swim in his American privilege and enjoy hate because he's the better person in this case. In the end, all he has to do is react, and all of a sudden it's peace and quiet for everyone. You know, no one's complaining. All he has to do is just bounce some criticism off his chest and move on with his life. By the way, I'm in the front lines of Europe. I'm like the loudest European you will ever find for a very long time, so be careful, guys. There's more of us out there.
It's been massively successful because a lot of the people that get really mad about the stuff that I say are just mentally ill retards on the internet.
Yeah. I hope they're offended enough to change that and prove you wrong, because that's a strong thing to throw at them, basically. At every single critic out there. Now, people are trying to leech. Trying to sustain their basically existence on the internet. They have to attack something. You have 10,000 subscribers, you have to do something, basically. Act something, and eventually it devolves into, like, hatred. But this is a terrible stance. You gotta respect your haters if they are giving you the career. Not just make them more upset. Because you never know when they're gonna actually crack your stupid fucking eggshell.
So when they...
And find a way to destroy your life. You know? Through the corruption that you already possess. through the lack of integrity that, you know, attracted me of all things. So I can't wait. The moment 4th episode drops is the moment Asmongold loses all reputation. He will be nothing, in my point of view, not even worth competing against. Absolute dog shit. If he shows up again this year, I'm sorry, bro. You got caught.
Guy's like actually a Nazi and he's talking about pretty normal. So it's basically advertisement.
Yeah, I do see this point of view, actually. Where he does turn people's heads around. Because he have been talked about in a very hateful manner, in a very disrespectful manner, and it's like, wait, why is that person so disrespectful to Asmongold? And they always get themselves caught. That's pretty beautiful. But I think the battle can be actually won. We haven't seen enough pressure being put at the moment. I think it's still very much possible. You just have to focus on things that matter. And I would instantly ignore this channel's existence the moment there is like a better representation of Asmongold as a person, where he like says a few things of how he felt about Oblivion. He just talks to the camera, to the YouTube audience exclusively. Otherwise, it's hard to even acknowledge this guy's existence. He's just there, and he's leeching billions of views at this point. So everyone has a right to be upset about that. You know, this guy's getting all the attention. What the fuck? He's just spamming. It's fucking weirdo.
People are tribal, and that's what's going to happen. And so the more that people get mad about me, the more that people are going to be talking about me, thinking about me, and ultimately
And that's what people hope. That I'm mad, I'm jealous, and I will not be able to stop thinking about Asmongold. Oh no. Oh, he provides so much value to me. Oh, I can't stop thinking about this guy. Ah! Nah, only if he reacts to me will I continue thinking about him. Of like, oh, he made history for my channel. He boosted my channel, guys. Remember that time when Asmongold pulled me from 300 subs to like 2,000 subs? That was crazy, dude. I lived a completely different life after that. If he can do that, that's one type of story. If he does not do that successfully, well, he lost opportunity potentially. You know, people have that opportunity. People have an opportunity to boost my channel. Who's gonna do it? I'm throwing my bones in all kinds of direction. I have a limited amount of bones I can throw. But if anyone grabs it and pulls me into a greater spotlight, that's very welcome behavior, you know? So while Asmongold is finding weaker people to take advantage of, this is not gonna last very long. Or at least shouldn't last very long.
afraid of it. The one thing that they don't want is for people to hear what they're saying, and they don't want to have their opinions critically evaluated, because
yeah, I mean, that's one step of self-improvement that is required. Rats are not weak people. They can definitely test your might, but it's worth fighting them. It is worth trying to throw bones at the rat specifically. That's what Deadmaus is all about. It's not like I'm trying to expose a YouTuber for being like a really, really terrible YouTuber. I'm trying to challenge them, basically, and their entire existence on the platform. H3H3, by the way, was defeated. He's gone. His career obliterated. He nuked himself. Fucking the actual thing that happened with iDubbbz literally fucking bounced the nuke back into the fucking H3H3. And bye-bye. Or dragged him into the nuke radius so Hassan could actually rest in pieces successfully, you know? Of like, well, I didn't. That was the last nuke for H3H3. That's the only thing he could have done. I don't think Ethan will come back to life from that one. And unfortunately, Asmongold is extremely close. Because even though I'm putting him in my brain, I'm talking about him right now, Oh wow. The problem is I'm not mad, I'm just like disappointed. It's much more stronger feeling than mad. It's much more stronger feeling that overrides Asmongold's existence. It makes him snap out of existence. With Thanos snap, he's not relevant. He's not important to listen to. Yes, he can bounce off some bullets off his chest, but that's not gonna fucking actually improve me that much.
Like,
now, if he cleans up and becomes an actual YouTuber, there's a lot of material he can draw from and become a fucking extremely good YouTuber. He just needs to hire a dude who edits his videos and puts together takes properly. He could do that. Anything can be done, but changes have to be made. You cannot just sit fucking lazy in here. I think that's the end, but what else is
why are you afraid of other people critiquing and listening to what you're saying? Well,
that's what people try to take advantage of in the comment section when they type in. I try to actually ignore comments right now. And this is the reason why I savored the 40-year-old businessman comment. Why? Because I am afraid that the only thing that the comment is going to consist of is a bunch of insults and an attempt to, like, demote me as a person. And it did. It just sneaked that in because it started to be a little bit insecure in its own actions. I've never seen a commentator be so fucking insecure. It really hit him hard. Because the personality's not changing here. I'm still very similar to Asmongold and Sniper Wolf. These are kind of like respectable reactors, basically. And funny enough, they have same personality.
Reason why is because you know you're wrong.
It's like they found their niche of where this personality of being smart goes into. It goes into React content because you can deliver interesting thoughts and ideas and thought process and maybe even add on to your own story and like unlock things in your brain, basically. That's where these personalities go to shine in React content. That's the same thing that I'm doing right now. There's just some things you cannot take away from people.
You know, somewhere deep down inside.
That's it, my friends. Don't show up in my life this year, Asmongold. You're not welcome. Go to sleep, Aspen. Wake up, Ethan. Buy a new house. Get a girlfriend. Ooh. Bye-bye.